Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Today's lesson is about classifying triangles. So, like it says here, it has this definition of an attribute because that's what we're using is the attributes of a triangle to classify them into two different types of triangles. So, the first type of triangles are classified by their sides. So, there's three different types of triangles classified by sides. That's the biggest thing to remember for this lesson is, are they asking you about the sides? Are they asking about these three? Are they asking about them for the angles? So the first one is an isosceles triangle that has to have at least two sides congruent. Then an equilateral, all sides are the same, or all sides are congruent, that means the same. And then a scaling triangle is no sides are congruent. So when you're talking about the sides, these are the three types you use. The next page has the triangles that you would classify by their angles. So these are the three different types you would use for their angles. So acute, all three angles have to be acute. So that means smaller than 90 degrees. All three of them have to be that to be an acute triangle. To be a right triangle, you have to have one right angle. The other two angles would be acute. There's no other way that they would be any other angle than acute, the other two, or that would make a triangle. So for an obtuse triangle, you only have to have one of the angles is obtuse, and the other two are going to be acute. So just one angle here is obtuse, that's bigger than 90 degrees, so then that's called an obtuse triangle. So now just looking for your reference, different types of questions that they might ask you. So this says determine the number of congruent sides for each triangle, then classify it based on its sides. So you're looking here, has the measurements already for you. All three of them are different, so that means it's a scaling triangle. This one here has two sides are the same, one side's different, so that would be an isosceles triangle. Then you move down here and you're classifying it based on the angle. So that means you just have to write what that would be. Let me show you two. Click off of this. So here's just the answers for you guys to look at too. Make sure up here it does say determine the number of congruent sides, then classify the triangle based on its sides. So you say 0, and that's why it's a scaling. So this one, number 5, is obtuse because right here is an obtuse angle. This is an acute triangle because all three of these angles are acute. Same thing with this one. Then whenever you see this box here, that's a right angle, a 90-degree angle. So that would be called a right triangle. I think this is a review from 4th grade because actually my husband's working on this right now for his class. But it's important to review because it's all about classifying the 2D shapes. Let me know if you have any questions or I can help you out with anything.